Don't get scammed by these pest control companies. These Welsh rats are something else. Look at the size of the scratch marks. Go through the flap, into the main sewer, never to return again. Bosh. Quite often they go, oh, that's how the rats are getting in. No, it's how the rats are getting out. So here we come then. I can see the sea from here, Rick. We are coming into a place called Ogmore by Sea, which I've never heard of. I don't know whether you've heard of it. It's in Wales. It's a nice old drive from us in the West Midlands. This is a guy who's had rats for 20 years. Right, we're here with Martin and we're in Martin's loft. And the first thing that we've noticed, we've had a quick look around outside, we'll take you there in the next scene. One thing that we've noticed up here, all the trails tend to go down towards that direction. You can see where all the rats have trodden this down. You might have something similar to this in your loft. This has gone on for 20 years plus, man. And he's had them on film and everything, always like in this kind of corner. But the other side of there's a manhole, which we're going to show you, that's really quite interesting. And then we've got over this direction, you can see someone's been using some tracking dust. You can get that off our store now, by the way. And there's another load of tracking dust over there. And that all kind of point down in that cavity there. What we do know is there's another manhole right down there, literally where that's going down the cavity. So let's go and see where this lines up to. Oh, and while I'm talking about drop-ins and things like that and dirty lofts, don't get scammed by these pest control companies that come out and they say to you, after they've been out 3 or 4 times over a period of years, and they say to you, oh, your rat problems, oh, it's loads worse than everyone else's. And then what they say to you, because you're in a place of fear and you just want to get rid of your rats, and they'll say to you, what we need to do is we'll sanitise your loft, we'll take all your insulation out, sanitise it all, and the rats will go away then because we'll get rid of the scent trails. No, it doesn't work like that. You've got to get to the root cause, and the root cause on this one, I can tell you straight off the bat, they're getting in the cavity walls from a broken sewer pipe somewhere. There'll be a pipe somewhere that's not connected or broken, or there's going to be a problem on the drainage basically. They're very rarely climbing up walls or up drain pipes or anything like that. But just be aware of that, because what they're going to do then is they'll come out, sanitise your loft. The problem will go away for a while, but you know why it'll go away? Because of neophobia. So in other words, the rats will still come up the walls and they'll still look in your loft, and they'll look and they'll go, oh, this is all new, neo, okay, and they're phobic, fear of it, so they're scared of the new thing. And what will happen is they won't go up there for a while, but guess what, over a period of months, years maybe, the rats will be back. And now what they'll tell you, you'll ring the same company up and go, oh, they're back again, it worked last time, but they're back again. Now what they're going to say to you is, oh, your case is super bad, super bad, yours is. What we'll have to do is we'll block all the entrance points at the top of the cavity walls. Now you're in such a situation and such a panic that what's happening in your head is, it makes sense. But if you think through it rationally, well, what have you managed to do? They're still in your walls. How is that any better than them being in your loft as well? You know, they're still in your walls, which means they can still get in the floors underneath your house and in between your bedroom and the downstairs. Don't get ripped off by that. If we do a loft clearance, and we've got loads of videos on our YouTube channel about the loft clearances we do, if we haven't got rid of the rats, what we'll do is we leave monitoring paste, and we won't come back for months later and do the job for months, just to make sure that the rats are completely gone. So just be aware of that one. Let's go and have a look in them manholes. This is a new one, Rick. So that's where we was pointing at, just in the loft, and you can see how close that corner of the building is. This manhole, this part of the building, look at this. They've literally chewed through the pipe. That's crazy, isn't it? If you look at that, one thing you can tell is somehow they've chewed that from the inside, because you can feel there's all the serrations off the 2 little front teeth in there, not on the outside. So when people see a hole, quite often they go, oh, that's how the rats are getting in. No, it's how the rats are getting out. And the reason they've been able to do that from looking is the edge of that pipe was across there, and it was just a natural place for the rats to just chew to keep their front teeth down, like all rodents do. Oh, look at this up here as well, Rick. There's a rat run going right up here. Up there, look. Look at that. Look how spotless that is going up there. You've got this pile of stuff here, look. Just built up on there, and you can see the smear marks just on here. So I think somehow the rats are... Oh, look, there's holes here. What are we going to find in this manhole? I'm excited, Rick. I'm excited. You know what? I've just been looking at that little pipe there, Rick. which comes off here, and there's a hole going into this cavity wall. Yeah, so that's definitely a way in. So they can come literally out of there and into there. I'm wondering how they're getting up in there though. Any ideas on that camera?
Yep, look at that.
What? Here's me thinking I found a big thing.
You can see there's all smear marks on that getting out of there. I would guess. In fact, I thought that was that, but that's way. In fact, it's 1 meter in from. Oh yeah, it is that. It's a metre away from there, look.
So that could explain rats up here. I'm confused on this one myself, so they could be like doing a little circuit here, couldn't they?
Well, I think for 20 years, I reckon there's going to be multiple entry points.
Ways in, mate.
But that's not good.
I'll put a bit of water down that and see what. Well, maybe water can get out of it. But that could explain this. So, because you've got this concrete floor here and you've got this concrete wall there, so that break is somewhere here, a massive break on that side. Well, they've been digging around. In fact, you've got cracks in the concrete here, look. That could have been caused by the fact that there's no soil underneath it, and over time the weight has made it crack. But then the rats have somehow come up inside that wall, underneath all this brambles, which is, I mean, it's perfect place to hide if you're trying to avoid foxes and badgers and things like that, and birds of prey.
That is literally about 2 metres tall by 7 metres long.
You wouldn't want to wake up in the middle of that, would you? Naked. That'd be a nice place to wake up. In my drinking days, that used to happen to me all the time, that kind of thing. So that would explain that. But we've literally, we've already been this bit.
A metre and a radius and a metre radius.
Let's carry on down there.
And then we've already found that.
Right, so this is the next manhole down that we were just looking at with the camera. You can see in here, this was in the pipe itself, just sat there catching poo and stuff.
That must have hurt to get that out.
that's come from in that broken pipe, hasn't it? So when you get broken pipe, that's when you get gravel in your manholes and stuff, and you get blockages. So sometimes you can put 2 and 2 together, can't you? You know, if you can keep on getting blockages, what's causing the blockage? You can actually hear that as it's going past that broken pipe, I think. Oh,
bye bye, crocodile.
I need it to go away. Oh, put a screwdriver. Is that another break there?
Yeah, the flow on this is
terrible.
It's terrible.
We need a big bucket of water in this, I think.
Yeah.
Let's see what's going up here. I think there's going to be another issue on this. Okay, so I'm going back upstream now from this manhole. There's a little bit of a lime scale there, but look, see all this gravel? That's a perfect photo, look. That gravel, that's all come from underneath this house. And when we go back up from this direction, let's have a look what that looks like on the opposite way. Oh, these are big bits of brick, look. So that pipe was all right, yeah. Look in there, look. So where we thought that might have been broken, it's not actually broken. But from this angle, you can see there might actually be an issue there. There's a big crack, but that's not what we're going up here for. When you come up from this direction, you wouldn't hardly see any problem on
No, you would literally think there was no problems there whatsoever.
Yeah, so that's where that big hole was that. And then when you go this way, look, there's more issues. Rats are getting out there as well, Rick. Look how clean that bit of gravel is inside, so that should be round and matched up to that. They're not going over the top, they're going out that side bit, I think. Let's see what we find out that way then, Rick. Okay, Rick, how are we going to tell where this pipe goes then?
So we're going to put some of this dye, we sell this in our store, we're going to put some of this dye in here to see if it ends up in that drain down there. So
a little bit of dye in there.
A little bit goes a long way.
And then that's going to go into the manhole that's round there.
Yep.
I'm going to see it in here and in there, and we'll see where it goes. Nobody knows on this one.
Well, hopefully we do know.
So you're just going to go from that one, yeah?
Yeah, just going to throw it in here.
Oh, there it is. There it is. And then, does it go? And there it is again. It's a pink coloration. Awesome product. Right, so this is one where good old Pest Interceptors rat flap. Remember, once you've opened it, don't bother trying to send it back, okay? Because these have to go in some horrible places. On this one, we don't really need to put use the fitting pole, so because it's quite shallow. But if you're really squeamish, maybe buy one with a fitting pole on it. We actually do a bundle now, so if you have a look on our store, you'll see there's loads of different variants and things like that. But we only use one make of flap on all our rat-free guarantees. And don't forget, we're the only people in the world that come with a money-back lifetime guarantee. And there's a reason for that. And part of that reason is we use the stuff that works. Okay, there's loads of different flaps out there. There's really, really expensive flaps. Go and spend your money if you want, and then call me when you've still got rats. Use these, they're simple. They do what they need to do. Let the poo and the rats and the water out, and when the rats come back out, they can't get past. And this is quality stainless steel, which it needs to be. There's even plastic ones out there. Did you know that?
They've got their place, but not in...
Stopping storm surges.
Yeah.
Which is what these was kind of invented for in the first place. Right, so that goes in there, and that basically will isolate all the problems that are above here. So we want the rats to go out through that broken pipe, into this pipe, come down here, go through the flap, into the main sewer, never to return again. Bosh.
And once the rats are gone, the pipe that we showed you earlier on the camera, you can get that repaired, but in reality, if it was all dilapidated and all smashed to smithereens, we'd say, yeah, that needs repairing. But it was on the side of the pipe where water's not going to get out. So
when you've got the flap in, just make sure that it is flapping nicely and kind of nearly touching the bottom of the pipe. Yeah,
because I've seen many people fit flaps and they don't know how to fit a flap, and it just causes problems. If the flap doesn't sort your problem out because it's not in the right place, or it's not fitted right, or you've missed something. Look, see here, mate. So I've gone back up this way, and look what I've found. There's another pipe, and that's a redundant pipe, and there's loads of lime scale in it, which would tell me that it was attached to some kind of tap or something. There's kind of rat marks just here, look, see that, like smear marking? And that looks open, unless it's just the camera. It could well be open.
That could actually be open.
It does actually look...
that looks like it's open, mate, look at that.
It's hard to tell.
That looks open.
I can see the top left of the screen, the pipe just carry on. From where that pipe connects onto it, yeah, from there to the other bit, it's hard to tell.
Well, in days of old, before the Pest Interceptor rat flap came along, this would have been a problem, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you'd have to dig up your old front room.
Dig it all up. And there's another one after this as well. So what I'm going to do though, we'll isolate both of these pipes from rats getting out of there, whether they are or not 100%. After what we've seen around the corner, they're probably using that, let's face it. We're going to take this out of the equation as well. And like I always say, if you're going to do the job, do it right. So if you think you've got a problem somewhere, maybe put an extra flap in like we do, because you want to be certain. You want to be absolutely certain that what you're doing is the right thing to do. So you're going to go and block that hole up around the corner?
Yep. Well, so we've got a temporary fix on this here to stop the rats getting out of that. We don't normally like blocking holes in because we can normally trap the rats in the house, but in this scenario, because of the way the pipe work is laid out, what could happen here is above ground rats that are living in all of this stuff here could go back through there, in here, and straight back up into his cavity wall, making the flaps completely pointless.
Look at this! These Welsh rats are something else. Look at the size of the scratch marks! Look at them, Rick. Can you see them? Oh, they must be like that across them.
They look like cats have been trying to get up the sides of that. Just for perspective, that's a 6-inch pipe, not a 4-inch pipe in the bottom.
Look at the size of them scratch marks, and you see where they've been scrabbling up there, pulling up there, look, poos and tampons and things like that. That's insane.
That is incredible.
Are you actually getting the size comparison there? It's like, because that's quite far down.
Look how far away we are. That's how big they are.
Yeah.
That's still another 3 feet down, and they're that size. That's mad.
That's crazy. Wow. When a rat leaves the main sewer and comes up your drainage, this is what it sees when you've got one of our rat flaps in the way. So it comes trundling along the pipe, up it comes, and it gets all the way up. You see it is? And there is the flap, and it ain't getting past that. It ain't getting past it, look. So let's have a quick recap of what we've learnt through this video. The truth of the matter is, when you find a hole in a wall on the outside of your building, it's not really where the rats are getting into your building. The rats are nearly always coming from a broken sewer pipe or broken sewer pipes. The other thing to remember is fixing that pipe is only going to seal the rats in your house. So best case scenario in that is you're going to have to trap every single rat, or you're going to have to poison every single rat. Now, If you poison the rats, you're going to have to put up with the stench of dead rats. And if you've experienced that so far with your trauma of your rat problem, you know what that's like. And then the flies that come shortly afterwards. Another very important point in this video is please don't fall for the sales technique that certain companies use to get you to get your loft sanitized. It's a massive job and it should only ever be done for your peace of mind, so you've got a nice clean loft after the rats have gone. After the rats have gone, it's not going to stop the rats. The same as when people come out to you and they say, oh, what we'll do, we'll have to proof all your cavity walls at the top in your loft, because all you're going to manage to do is keep them in the cavity walls and under the floors of your house. It's not much better really, is it? And just remember this, if you've been suffering rats for years and years and years and no one's been able to get rid of them, you haven't been able to get rid of them, experts haven't been able to get rid of them, there is a way to get rid of them. Our customer here had rats for 20 years and we went in and solved the rat problem in one day. He did this by using our rat-free lifetime guarantee service. I'll put a link for that right here. And if you want to click on there and have a read through our website. Also, there's a video here explaining what we do. And if you need a little bit more convincing, why not watch this playlist here? And if you're in the early days of a rat problem, why not visit our store? All you've got to do is go to pestinterceptors.com and you'll see on there